Welcome everyone to Favorite Strike Martin. Time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, Raid Shadow Legends. So, we are going to be fighting our way to the most feared Bommel of all time. Yes, you heard that right here, folks. The most feared Bommel in this entire rotation. So, what is my usual strategy behind this? I have to put a lot of damage mitigation. Block damage is essential for this fight. If you have to do the solo Templar strat, you must, and I repeat, you must have your Templar in the tankiest, resist-oriented regen build you possibly can. Because this form of Bommel is awful. Really, genuinely horrible. There are not many bosses in this game that are this bad. There really isn't. And I'm saving my fight here, my long cooldowns for the boss itself. Yes, for the boss itself. This is not going to be an easy fight. It just isn't. Not really. But let's look at the facts. Let's look at what do we have on our side. So, we got perfect veils. We got resist. We have block damage. Right? We got Vogoth to soak up some of the hits, but that's only going to take up some of the residual hits. We're going to want to increase the duration of the heals and cut his attack. Cutting his attack is essential. If you can. Because this guy smacks really, really hard. Alright? So, case in point. Because this team looks like overkill. It's not. Because this boss hits literally that hard. The decreased attack, though, does help because you cannot remove the increased attack. So the only way to deal with the increased attack. Now there is a way to DPS this boss down, but my bomb champ is not sufficiently tuned to do that with this. Because here's the problem. If the bombs from this boss build up, the amount of damage that this boss deals to you is disgusting. So we're going to leave that bomb strategy for later. And if the bomb is on a 4-turn cooldown, sure, it causes a lot of damage to this boss. But the problem is, right, the problem is we take a lot of damage from the bombs, and then my team will literally explode. Quite literally explode. So, that would mean a wipe, and repeating this boss fight over and over again is extremely annoying. So, yeah. It's a bit of a dull boss fight, but to be perfectly honest with you, it's not as dull as it looks from out here because this boss smacks. You caught sleeping on the job once and your team would probably be dead. Sometimes I'm able to run this on auto, but there was a time when I didn't have enough resist and I didn't have enough stats and my team would actually wipe on auto. Because, like, she would take a bomb, or she would take a bomb, or somebody would take a bomb, and then after taking a bomb, they would blow up my whole team with that bomb. Because then when these dread bombs go off, you don't even want to hit the dread bombs, by the way. You want to make sure that the block damage is up when the dread bombs go off if you want to stay healthy. You can explode this with bombs, but you need an increased attack bomb, and you need a lot of bombs on it. You need to kill it fast, because otherwise it'll get debuffs on your team and then blow you up that way. Because like you need a bomb with like a high multiplier and a lot of it for this stage of Bommel. Because this stage of Bommel, the Bommel stops messing around. Now, Lord Shazar is good for this purpose, but you need sufficient accuracy to get enough bombs on Bommel to which you can basically just 1 or 2 shot it. Because otherwise, the amount of bombs it's going to build up on your team is going to be so intense that it's going to blow your team to smithereens. So then I'm kind of stuck using HP burn, my next best option for killing it quickly. War Master does help. As you can see, Bommel still does a lot of damage, so you never want to underestimate this boss. Even if you think you're killing him slowly, you're doing okay, you're never safe from this boss on this difficulty. You are never safe from this boss. I want to make that abundantly clear. See that one bomb? Not only could that explode him, that could explode the rest of my team, and we would just wipe. A lot of people like to tell you otherwise, but I'm telling you, the amount of resist you actually... These bombs cannot be transferred. They cannot be cleansed. They can only be resisted. This is why this boss sucks. This is also why you need 300 resist versus this boss, or he will mess you up. Borgoth's probably going to die. Okay, no, thank God. Okay. Good, good. And we get our void. Alright. Climbing further up this Tower of Terror to find the Killer of Killers. Because yes, the Killer of Killers is in here, but you have to go higher. I have killed the Killer of Killers before. But, the Killer of Killers is not one to be taken lightly. Because the Killer of Killers, who's at the top of this tower, can easily completely obliterate you. I want to keep the turn meter down at all costs. You want to continue to try to deal with Valkyrie before she sets up shop. Because trust me, you don't want Valkyrie to set up shop. You want to focus Valkyrie with all your might. Especially if there's no reviver. Because the alternative hurts. And then Elenaril. You do not want Elenaril to do anything. Because Elenaril hurts if she gets her stuff off. You do not, and I repeat, you do not want Elenaril to do anything. Okay? I am a hardened vet of this dungeon, and I can tell you, I am still afraid of Elenaril to this day. Do not let Elenaril do anything. First Valk, and then Elenaril. And that should be this floor. Alright, how much higher do we gotta go? We have to get to this floor. My other account is struggling with Dark Fae 2, unfortunately. And I need to try to make a team for that. Dark Fae 2 is, I like to call extremely obnoxious. We don't need to use much big abilities on Kaimar, as Kaimar isn't really that dangerous alone. As long as he doesn't have assistance, he isn't that dangerous. The second he gets assistance, though, he becomes very dangerous. And it doesn't matter if the assistance isn't that good. If the assistance is there, that's all that matters, pretty much. So always remember that. That as long as he has someone in the arena besides himself, Kaimar is a threat. It doesn't matter if it's a weak damage dealer. It doesn't matter if that damage dealer has a long cooldown, especially if the damage dealer has a long cooldown. Why? Because he resets the cooldowns of the skills. So if it's a Rosin, his cooldown just got reset, and he's going to hit you really, really hard. So always remember that. If you're facing a Rosin and there's a Kaimar, remember, the Kaimar is about to become a lot more dangerous. Remember that. I mean, the Kaimar, the Rosin, or the Mountain King or whatever. If there's a Kaimar there, it increases the threat level of whoever you're facing. Likewise with if you see some of these other support champs, because like when we find Nekrit, Nekrit is very similar. Yeah, Nekrit. You find a Nekrit, you're going to have a bad time. Guaranteed. Because the Nekrit is going to mess you up. Okay, we've got his skills locked. We're going to go in for the slam here. Because we don't want them to get going. Alright, at least with the double Nekrit, it only ally protects one person. And it's not himself. So if we can cut the Nekrit itself out of the equation, then we're safe. The issue is, right, the Nekrit is going to take a while, and Senesha is actually relatively annoying when she has, as I was saying, when she has increased survivability. So this is actually relatively obnoxious. Beatable, but really obnoxious. As now we have Faceless, and we've got a Senesha with block, debuffs, and strengthen, which is not something you ever want. Because it takes what feels like forever to kill them afterwards. Thankfully, their debuff does not replenish itself. So, because that, they are now fightable. You can now fight them. Is there any skull crown here? First, I don't care about that, because even if there was, I'm going to go block revive her, so that no matter what, whatever from beyond, they're going to get block revived. So, okay, here we're going to want something specific, because this floor is actually very dangerous. We're going to want Ultimate Death Knight because we have to stop the Mortu Macabres. I'm going to be blunt about this. We have to stop the Mortu Macabres, and if we don't stop them, they're going to make my life miserable. There's a reason I'm focusing him. Because I know that if he gets going, we're going to have a bad time. And I don't need that. I really, really don't need that. Now, you might ask why I didn't record the earlier floors. Well, they aren't usually where everyone gets stuck, number one. Number two, I have to do Breath of the Wild stuff and other games. I was doing some Pikmin 3 today. Now, as much as I'd like to work on my clan boss team today, I have been working on it with the Minotaur, but I haven't got to the point where I've got my masteries all set up. So I'm trying to decrease his speed. See if we can get provoke here. Trying to have him focused. There we go. He's blocked revived. That's important. Now you might ask, why is that important? Well, it's important because if you, here we go. We have to kill that guy because there's a problem. If we don't kill that guy, he will revive and do an unholy amount of damage to us. I've been saving resources for clan versus clan this entire time because I have had it with their boosted summons. And I've been trying to improve the champs I have already. But there is still more greed to be had because Brogni and Maneater are not mine. So, because Brogni and Maneater are not mine, wait a minute. We can include her again. I'm being stupid. Okay. I'm having a bit of a thing with my throat, but I don't care. We're forging on. Because like a true gamer, the show must go on. Hell or high water. We'll make it happen. There we go. Got that nice block revive. I'm going to try to get him out of the picture. Thing I hate about facing these enemies, some of them, has got to do with the fact that some of these enemies are really, really hard to kill, just in general. So about this team comp, it's a bit of a go second team. We want to try to deal with him first. Because I don't need Yoshi the Drunkard causing me massive headache. And I know he will. That's the thing. So I'm not even going to question that. Alright, we got one of them out of the picture. That's not terrible, given how durable Jarrig is. As remember, we're killing elite clan boss champs. Hopefully, one day the game will finally give me Miscreated Monster and stop trolling me. And I'm going to go look at tonight how to set up the capture card thing, but yeah, we had the key reset, didn't we? Yeah, well, it was going to happen anyway, because I was actually doing a lot of stuff today. Support champs. Let's try this setup. This is still going to be rough. Because I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to be honest with you. Cardiel is a pain! Like one day I might get it, but like he's like one of the ultimate carries. That's the thing. That's why he's such a pain. Never mind having two Cardiels. Like what the actual... And here's the crazy thing, right? This is harder than it looks. Okay, I know I look like I have an overpowered setup, but just trust me. Trust me, this is way harder than it looks. Like way harder. More Cardiels? Are you serious? This is why. This is why this is so much harder than it looks. Even if I look like I have an overpowered setup. This is why. Can I even clear this now? Now that she's out of the equation, this is not good. This is not good at all. Okay, believe it or not, I feel like we need more support. Oh, God. All right. Well. I knew he was going to do that, is the thing. I knew that was going to happen. I'm literally having to resort to just a seer setup. I know this is disgusting, but just bear with me. In fact, I don't think this is possible for me to do without a dumb, what looks like a pay-to-win seer setup. Literally, it looks like this. I know what this looks like, but just trust me. I literally don't think I can do it without this. The seer setup. I know it's gross, okay? But I know that's gross, but just bear with me, okay? Stay with me, please. I know this is hard to watch, me have a seer or whatever, but this is the first time I'm even considering beating this at all. Oh. Because this isn't easy as it looks. This does not look easy. I mean, it's easy. It looks easy, but it's not. That's the thing. See? And then we cycle it around again. And then we go again. This looks terrible, but it's in response to having to deal with this. I hope everyone understands how gross trying to deal with a KAEL setup is. Because KAEL can make the most pathetic champ look like a god. That's how powerful KAEL is. It's just the bitter truth of it all. Like, no, don't kill the seer, please. Please don't kill the seer. Please. I beg you. Please. Because I know this looks pay to win. I know it does. Okay? I know, but it's not. It's just insanely late game. And I have to fight Cardiel still. Nobody can understand the pain of fighting Cardiel. Nobody. Because nobody's tried it. But I can tell you, if once you fight him once, you'll understand. You'll understand the pain of it. Never mind 2. There's 2. I was trying to do that to remove the Cardiels out of the equation. Or to do some damage to their wave. Because if they didn't have Cardiel, I would have won this by now. Like, how lucky would you have to be to get 3 Cardiels? Just getting 1, I've never had. It took me 3 years. 3 years to get a seer. It took 3 years. That doesn't sound like a long time until you actually have to wait it. You're waiting to see if one pops. Please. Please, game. Thank you. Gonna have to cycle this around twice. And kill the Cardiel. Because Cardiel is the bane of my existence. Even worse, trying to get Cardiel under control. As I know that Cardiel is the problem. As I know I look like the villain right now. But I assure you that the Cardiel is the greater fiend. Okay. I think there's a possibility that we win this. There's another Cardiel hidden in there. Great. Come on. Please. I beg of you. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. Come on. I know this looks terrible, but look. There is some things you have to do to kill Cardiel. And this is one of those things. We did it! We beat Cardiel! One fragment remains! One fragment! Seer doing all that damage. 1.3 mil. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I can do this. Dark KAEL will be mine yet. It's possible. I can see it. I can see. 3 years. It was not him. You kidding me? Come on. Come on, we gotta get there. Come on. I'm gonna leave it here, but man, I can smell it. I can smell dark KAEL, man. Oh, one more. One more fragment. One more. I swear to God, if I could get the last fragment, he'd finally be mine. It's been years. It's been years of grinding and BS. He might actually, finally, be mine. Huh. You get out of here. Your sacrificial ritual. Get out of here. We'll be continuing this in the next episode.